exciting stuff. It looks like number 2 and number 1 are for Coco. Jamel Dean and Lorenzo Pratt are going to be returning the kick. Ball is off, and nobody can make the decision yet, but Lorenzo Pratt gets it. Lorenzo Pratt's got a hole, and he's brought down around the 30-yard line. Nice gain. It looked like it was going to be a bad start, but great job by Lorenzo Pratt to recover.
A little confusing. The ball was kicked to the left side, which was to Pratt. Jamel Dean cut in front of him. The ball actually hit the ground. Well, once Pratt picked it up, he brought the ball all the way out to what appears to be about the 35-yard line, maybe, brought down by Joe Robinson of the Bulls. First down for the Tigers. No score early in the first quarter.
Coco quarterback Zach R. Moore under center. Lorenzo Pratt moving in motion. First play is going to be handoff to him. Lorenzo Pratt's got some on the outside. And he's going to break one tackle, taken down to about the 47-yard line for Coco. Breaking one tackle. Lorenzo Pratt, stuff number 20 for Northwestern. Buckner Spence, he was the first guy to get broken by Lorenzo Pratt, and Lorenzo Pratt gains a couple extra yards.
In fact, he lost his helmet on that head. Big-time offensive play. It's going to bring up a second and short for the Coco Tigers. The ball is going to be sitting at about their own 44.5-yard line. Second and about 1/2 yard to go for a first down.
Zach R. Moore under center once again. Looks like Lorenzo Pratt to his left. Jamel Dean moving in motion. Dean's going to get the handoff this time. And it looks like number 99, Aaron Kinsey, is going to be the tackler to bring him down in the backfield.
Jamel Dean trying to run to the left side. You said it right, Anthony. Aaron Kinsey was not going to let Dean go anywhere. He actually did a nice job to get almost back to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a half a yard to the Tigers looking at 3rd and 1, ball sitting on their 43-yard line.
Steve, it ought to be interesting to see if Coach Wilkinson decides to try to use some of the passing game with Zach. We've heard that he has a decent arm. It'll be interesting to see what they do with a short situation.
The Tigers break huddle. 10:36 to go in the first quarter. No score between the Tigers and the Bulls.
Zach R. Moore under center once again. Jamel Dean moves in motion, hands off again to Dean. Dean breaks a few tackles, but he will be just short of the first down marker.
Tyrone Glanton, the senior for the Bulls, makes the tackle. So Coco's going to be 3rd and about 2. They're going to have to kick the football, I believe. Zach R. Moore is on the side talking to Coach John Wilkinson, debating on what to do. I say they're going to have to kick, but the ball is going to be sitting at about the 40, what would you say up there, Anthony, 43 maybe?
Yeah, about the 43-yard line.
So it looks like the Tigers might be going for it early in this game.
Yep, Zach R. Moore still in the game. He's going to try and get the line up and quick, try to see if they maybe draw him off sides here. Under center, Zach R. Moore. Pratt, down to his left. And they do a good job. They draw Northwestern offside.
Yeah, terrific job by the sophomore Zach R. Moore offsides. On the Bulls, that will give the Tigers their first down of this football game. 9:44 to go in the first quarter. No score between the Bulls and the Tigers.
Just great job by Zach R. Moore staying headed up, and you had to think that's probably what he told, or head coach John Wilkinson told him before, try to draw these guys offside. So Zach R. Moore once again under center, ball around the 48-yard line. Lorenzo Pratt to his left, Dean to his right. Dean's going to get the handoff, finds a little hole. He's going to pick up maybe 1 or 2 yards, but brought down by a host of Bulls.
Yeah, there were about 3 or 4 Bulls in on the tackle, led by Tyrone Glenn, senior for Northwestern. Might have picked up a yard, should bring up a second down, and about 9 to go, 9:09 to go as we look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Still no score.
It's going to be interesting. This Northwestern defense looks to be so far very fast. They're in a 4-3 set, which allows their linebackers to roam a little bit more freely, and their nose tackles. They're big boys up there, so Coco's offensive line got some work to do today against these big boys from Northwestern. Zach R. Moore under center. Once again, he's going to hand off to Chauncey Gardner. Gardner's going to be stopped by a host of Northwestern Bulls.
There were only 2 Northwestern players not in on the tackle. I'm telling you, there were 2 standing up, Rolak and one other, I couldn't get his number. Yeah, they know the Tigers are going to run. They're really putting 10, 11 players in the box. They're going to make it extremely difficult for Coco. But the Tigers aren't going to change. That's what they do. They run the football. If you look at the size of the offensive line, Coco Tigers this year, Dahari Thomas, Freddie Booth Lloyd, they have some big boys on that line.
Oh, yeah, Jeremy Taylor. You said it, Steve. They got some beef out there, and they're going to be able to move the football. But it's just going to be, you got to draw some of those guys out of the box, and you got to figure out how you can do that. And I'm sure Coach Wilkinson's going to make that adjustment as the game goes on. Zach Armour, once again, under center. And we got a penalty flag.
Second flag of the ball game. They actually are calling a timeout. Cocoa Tigers are going to call a timeout. Ball still sitting on the bout. What would you say from up there, Anthony? I don't have a good advantage point. They're pushing midfield, but I don't think they're quite there.
It looks like the 48-yard line. It's going to be kind of tough. They don't have the actual individual yard markers out tonight for the spring game, but it looks about the 48-yard line.
This timeout brought to you by A+ at Sunoco. A+ at Sunoco has 15 locations in Brevard and Indian River counties. All locations are open 24 hours a day. A+ at Sunoco provides fuel, A+ food and beverages, A+ rewards cards, and other products. The website, GoSunoco.com. As Coach John Wilkinson leaves the field, he's given directions to his offensive unit. Northwestern has yet to see the football. They kicked off to the Tigers, 7:47 to go in the first quarter. Tigers have picked up one first down courtesy of offside, the fourth down offside play. So yardage hard to come by so far for the Tigers.
Zach Armour drops back to throw. Doesn't get his wide receiver he wants in his first option, and he is sacked by number 99, Brian Kinsey, for the Bulls.
Kinsey will be a junior next year for Miami Northwestern. Good-looking football player, playing defensive end on the near side. Just too quick at this point for the left side of the Cocoa offensive line.
Kinsey, he's kind of a defensive end you want in high school. A tall, lanky player, but very fast, very quick with his feet. And I kind of like what he did there. He took a jab step to his right, went back to his left to fool the offensive lineman, and had a quick rush to the quarterback and had a freebie to him. And Armour just didn't have a chance. His number one option, or his hot route, I should say, was taken away right away, and he just had to eat the ball.
It's going to be 4th and 15 for the Tigers. This time is called 7:03 to go in the first quarter. Miami Northwestern called a timeout, and this timeout brought to you by Knudsen Brain Spine Injury Law Office. They provide representation from members of the public who have suffered head trauma or a brain or spinal cord injury. Knudsen Brain Spine Injury Law Office is located in Rockledge at 830 Executive Lane, Suite 140. The phone number for Jim Knudsen, 632-2722. This timeout also brought to you by Microman Nissan Cadillac. The dealership located on the 520 Causeway Merritt Island is an authorized sales and service outlet for new Nissan and Cadillac products. It carries a line of used cars and trucks as well. The website, micromanmotors.com. The telephone, 453-2050. We're just about ready to get back underway on the campus of Cocoa High School. No score between Northwestern and Cocoa.
Matt Adams, the punter, back for Cocoa. Kicks it away, and number 20 for Northwestern, Shamir Spence, will catch it. Looks like they're going to have a situation where special teams, not going to be a live contact special teams.
Yeah, not uncommon at all in spring games. Point after attempt. Field goal, I'm not so sure about it. It's probably the same. The punt, there's no rushing, so the ball was fielded cleanly. That'll get Northwestern the football at their own 20. They're still marking the ball back about their own 21-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:09 to go in the first quarter. No score between Miami Northwestern and Cocoa.
Quarterback Travis McKinney for Northwestern in the shotgun position. Joe Robinson, three wide receivers to his right. Joe Robinson out left. And he's got number 9, Otis Grimes, out there as well. Joe Robinson's going to catch the ball in a little screen there, slip screen. And he's got the sideline. Joe Robinson's got some speed going down the sideline, and nobody's going to catch him from Cocoa. Joe Robinson is going to score the touchdown with a little bit of extra antics, so a penalty on the field as well, but a touchdown nonetheless for the Northwestern Bulls.
A 79-yard touchdown pass by Miami Northwestern is actually a flare pass to the near side. Once he slipped the first tackle at about the 25, he had one man to beat, and with the speed he showed, number 2 showed on that one, number 2 being Joe Robinson, he was off to the races. The Miami Northwestern strikes first. As we take a look at the State Farm Insurance scoreboard, 6:53 to go in quarter number 1, Miami Northwestern 6, Cocoa 0, PAT pending.
Joe Robinson kind of showing great speed on that one. Kind of reminds you of a player that Cocoa saw last fall in Whitfield from Orlando Jones, and I'm sure they're going to have to practice for this guy. So this is a great test for them to get ready for Whitfield, because Whitfield is one of the fastest players in Florida.
Northwestern showed their speed. They obviously are going to run some type of spread offense. They had no running backs in the backfield. It's all about throwing the football. So far tonight, the Bulls 1 for 1 through the air for 79 yards and 1 touchdown.
Kicking it down, everyone's rushing for Coco, and the extra point is good. Looks like Coco might have run into the kicker, but no flag there, and the extra point is good. So it is 7-0 Northwestern Bulls. One play, 79 yards for a touchdown, 66-53 left. Coco getting ready to receive.